Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tic Tac Taiko. This week's video is a little different. There's no intro, there's no drills, and there's no drums. Instead, I want to address the North American Taiko community and perhaps other Taiko communities as well. Over the last 2 weekends, I have had the most fun I've had with Taiko in a long time. Just 2 weekends ago, I was down in Southern California at the first ever Taiko Mix Summer Intensive, hosted by Taiko Mix. They invited former Kodo member Masayuki Sakamoto to come teach Katsugi Okero, set drumming, and Odaiko. And to me, it felt a lot like the old North American Taiko conferences used to feel on a much smaller scale. It was awesome. And then just last weekend, I flew out to Las Vegas, where on Saturday, I taught Katsugi Okero workshops to Las Vegas Kaminari Taiko and members of Korabo Taiko. And then on Sunday, I taught Las Vegas Kaminari Taiko members a song that they had commissioned me to write for Katsugi Okero. I think in the process, I might have broken a few brains, but I'm really excited to see how the song develops. And during all of this, I started thinking a lot about Taiko workshops and workshop instructors, and that's what this video is about. Most Taiko players I know love to take Taiko workshops, and the place that's known for offering the most workshops is the North American Taiko Conference, or NATC. The last few NATC offer up to 4 workshop slots, and if you're able to, you can actually do more with, let's say, an extra module that comes before the actual conference happens. And there are other conferences that happen, regional ones, or even smaller, put on by a few dedicated people, such as the Taiko Mix Summer Intensive or Mark H. Rudy's Connect. But the problem with conferences is that they take a tremendous amount of work to put on, even the small ones. So if you want Taiko workshops these days, you have 4 options. 1 is to wait for a conference. 2 is to put one on yourself, which, let's face it, most of us are not gonna do. And even if you did, the last thing you get to do is workshops. 3, online instruction. And 4, and this is pretty radical, so bear with me, contact workshop instructors yourselves. It might seem weird or even daunting to just reach out directly, but we're regular people. You can absolutely do that. You reach out, you start a dialogue, you find out what we can teach, when we can teach it, and how much it's going to cost. Now, I know that one of the biggest barriers to having workshop instructors come out is the cost. So let me give you some alternate ideas. One idea would simply be make some sort of deal or arrangement with the workshop instructor. Another option is to find out when that instructor will be closer to your area, and maybe they can extend their stay, spend some time with you or your group, and it might cost less. A very popular option is to find other groups or other people near you that are willing to come to the workshop, take the workshop with you, and help share the burden of the cost. You might even be able to go visit the instructor, especially if they have a dojo or a studio of some sort. You won't get to have as many people go, but in the long run, it might be a lot cheaper. And the last idea on this is maybe find someone who has the skills that you want, but isn't as well known or as established, but who wants to get better at teaching Taiko. You help them out by giving them an opportunity to teach and get better at teaching. They help you out by giving you material and making your group better. You've got a bond that's formed. You're helping them, they're helping you. Overall, both of you are helping the Taiko community. I did want to address the online resources that are available. Nowadays, you have pre-recorded videos and lessons, you have live Zoom classes, and those are especially good when the instructor is in a different country altogether. But let's face it, none of those are ever going to substitute for live in-person training with an instructor. You may not be convinced. You might be thinking, the instructors that I'm looking forward to almost always go to the North American Taiko Conference. I'll just wait for the next one. All right, but hear me out. When is the next NATC? It might happen next year. Maybe not. The year after, maybe. The year after that, maybe. We don't know. And who's to say the instructors you want are going to submit a proposal? And who's to say that that proposal is going to be accepted? And who's to say if that proposal gets accepted that you get to make it onto the roster? You just don't know. Another thing to consider is that sooner or later, Taiko instructors stop instructing. Sooner or later, people retire from Taiko. And sooner or later, people pass away. Now, here's something I really want to stress. As a community, we are extremely fortunate that 90% or more of everyone who's ever taught Taiko is still teaching Taiko. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but almost everybody is still available to you and to me. And as a community, that is a blessing. But like I said, the longer you wait for those workshops, the next conference, or I'll see them next time, the less likely those resources, which are people, will be available. For me, this whole idea of contacting instructors and having them come out, this is how the Taiko community can support itself, aside from workshops that happen once every X number of years, aside from something like the TCA, which is a large organization dealing with bigger ideas and concepts. This is how you and I ensure that the Taiko community stays vibrant. I'm really hoping that this video convinces some of you to take action, to reach out to that instructor that you've thought about but you just haven't gotten around to, or at least plants the seeds for you to start thinking about, who would I bring out? What would I want to learn? But maybe you don't know who to contact. The best place to start is the Taiko community on Facebook. I've seen people ask these similar questions and get great responses really quickly. You can also reach out to the Taiko Community Alliance, just sending a general email, and they can help point you in the right direction. And hell, you can email me, tictactaiko@gmail.com. Let me be totally honest. I absolutely want to come to where you are, teach you and your group and adjacent groups workshops. But there are things that other people might do better, or in a different way, or do things that I can't do, and I would be happy to refer you to them, give them the business. I started this whole channel to help support the Taiko community and, to help keep me sane, but no comment on that. So please consider what I've said, help support the Taiko community, help support yourself, and remember that it's way easier for those of you who are interested to reach out to us than it is for us to find out who's interested. So if anything I've said has resonated with you in this video, let me know with a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And until next time, keep on practicing and be well.